What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Just want to spend a little time with y'all, man. Want to spend a little time with y'all because I've been out of pocket. Not out of pocket because I've been not doing what I'm supposed to do. I just been busy, been working, man. Been on the road again. Yeah, I've been on the road, man. Just glad to have a little time to be back to chop it up with the family, man. So we'll go open topic tonight. There was a few things that I kind of wanted to go into, but the reality of it is that some of this stuff might come up, you know. But in the meantime, as y'all come in, y'all be sure to hit the like button for your big brother. I'll kind of touch on a few things as we get going, as we get motivated and get moving on this Saturday night. It is Saturday night, ain't it? I think it is. Saturday night. So a lot of y'all might be getting dressed to go out, go to the club, go to your favorite spots. But I don't be at the club unless I'm performing. So we up in this thing, man, and we gonna discuss what's on y'all's minds, man. Whatever y'all got going on in y'all mind to talk about. Y'all know the routine. If you ask me a question, if I know the answer, or I think I know the answer, I'll answer it. If I don't, then I just say I don't know, and we'll keep it moving. Or if you want to comment on something, we can do that as well. But um, tonight's that night. I see my brother slowly slipping in the doorway. All right, Ivan, I see you. Okay, cool. I already got like my homie scumbag Ivan is sending me a lot of heat, lot of fire tracks, man. And I already got a few songs written to some of your work, man. So be looking for that coming real soon. I've been so busy working on other stuff, doing shows and doing features and things of that nature that I really had to stop and put my album on hold for a second just to kind of get a lot of other work done that was coming to me. Marty Marr, I see you, my brother. My brother, man, South Park in this thing. So that's the whole key, man. I'm coming, Ivan. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. And like I said, man, open topic tonight. So whatever you got on your mind. Bus laden. A bus laden, a bus laden. What do you think about social engineering? Well, it's not new. It's not a process that's new, man. Social engineering, based on what I understand it to be, and how I look at the totality of it, it can be positively. Things can be positive. Society can be positively socially engineered if we're instilling the right things in the people to push them in a better direction, a more principled direction. So we hear social engineering, we think about all other things that they program us to do, but we can also use that for the better if we are actively putting our hands on society and we engineer in better principles. I try to look at the glass half full. Mr. Threeza, what Bible translation would you recommend for the first time read through? Well, I wouldn't really go so deep as to speak on the which translation you use, more so than to gain the understanding that the Bible is a book that has been tampered with. It's been altered. It's been changed up in a lot of ways. And a lot of individuals who shouldn't have had the power to interpret the scriptures had that power. So regardless of what translation that we get, we got to try to, my recommendation would be to try, if at all possible, to find an accurate translation of the Bible. The more popular Bible here in America, or probably the most popular one, would be the King James Bible, the King James Version, and that one is the more widely used one. But again, it's been heavily tampered with. It's been heavily just ravaged and changed to fit certain agendas and to deceive the people. So read it, because just as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches about the Bible, he says we believe in the truths of the Bible, but the Bible has been tampered with. So a new translation has to take place, and I'm paraphrasing now, so that man will not be snared by the falsehoods that have been added to the Bible. So there are truths in it, and there are parts that you can take, and a lot of it that you can, wow, I can really get a lot of good out of this, but we have to make sure that we understand the keys. Because like Lo, the truth said, there's so many translations, and people lean towards their own understanding, but we don't dismiss the truth that's in the book. Steve Rio, when's the new album dropping? Yeah, Steve, I was just saying that I've been having to put the album on hold because I've been doing a lot of shows. The last 2 months, I've been doing a bunch of shows in and out of town, so it's kind of put the album on the back burner. I would normally be finished, but I haven't had time to really concentrate 100% on the album like I normally would like to, because one thing about being an artist, actually making the albums are just one component. The other components are performing, traveling, doing shows, interviews, just different aspects to the game. So those other aspects have been more prevalent in the last couple of months, which has taken a lot of the focus off of the album. But let's to answer the question, Steve, let's say late June, early July, and I know I keep pushing it back. Jonathan Finley, do I know any folks around H-Town that are wanting to get into programming, artificial intelligence? Is that what the AI stands for, artificial intelligence? No, I don't know. I don't know anybody. Black and Critical. Your music brought me through a lot of Nation of Islam, brought me to a lot of Nation of Islam and esoteric books. Oh man, that's a good thing, man. If you get any of the books from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you good. Absolutely. The Great Reset, digital currency, food shortages. Yeah, food shortages are already taking place, and we're already starting to see how there's been a scarcity in food. A lot of the shelves are empty at a lot of grocery stores. It's like, man, why? Not just locally, but all around the nation, you're starting to see food shortages. And I talked about this on a previous live. This is the time to start preparing for that time, because as I just got through speaking about the truths that exist in the Bible, one of the things that is talked about in the Bible is famine. One of the things that are talked about in the Bible are plagues and pestilence and things of that nature. And we've seen the pestilence in the form of this pandemic. Um, but famine is also on that schedule. And when people think about famine, especially people in America, because America is such an arrogant country. America is such an egotistical, arrogant country that feels as though it's superior in every aspect, and that nothing, no harm can come to America. Nothing can ever be done. America is invincible. Uh, God loves America. God would never do anything to America, but America don't love the people that's oppressed and the people that it's victimized for all these years and years and centuries. So those in power don't think that there'll ever be a time where America will suffer some of the things that we see other nations suffering. But unfortunately, that time is coming. And food shortage and famine is a part of that program. Black Brown says how to accept life-changing problems. Well, it's not necessarily in the acceptance of the problem. It's more so about accepting the fact that the situation itself happened, if that makes any sense. Because to accept the problem is kind of, in my opinion, is more so to like just bow down to it. Like, well, it's just, how when people are in a bad condition, when people are broke, and somebody say, well, man, it's just how we are, man. That's just us, man. You can't escape it, man. We just broke. We just meant to be this way. Nah, that's accepting the circumstance and the condition in the situation. We don't do that. We accept that a struggle will come to you. But that's the first half of it. The second half is to say, okay, yeah, all right, now let me fix it. Let me fix the problem. So when you say life changing, I'm assuming you mean something bad happening, because life changing can be good too. You could win $85 million tomorrow. That's life changing money, life changing situation. But a life changing problem, but I guess we use the word problem, so yeah. You have to work to fix it. You have to start focusing on what I need to do to remove myself and get myself out of that situation. I'm not going to ask you the specifics of it, but I'm just telling you in just the basic principle is to be a fighter. See, there's a dynamic in life called fight or flight. I'm gonna say that again. There's a dynamic in life, in just the human nature, in the human being, to fight or flight. That means you're gonna stand in the face of this problem and fight it and take it on head on, or flight means I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm running. So those are your options when faced with an obstacle. So you have to make the decision. My advice: fight, win or lose. And because fighting the problem is also a way of dealing with the problem. It's a therapeutic method because it's a release. You feel what I'm saying? To just bow down and fold up under the pressure brings on more pressure, brings on more stress, and at the same time, it doesn't do anything to solve the problem. I'm gonna try to get the as much as I can, man. What do you think about the ancient Sumerian, uh, cuneiform, and Babylonia texts that came before the Bible, and your take on the Anunnaki? How does that apply to Christianity and Islam? Well, to answer the parts that I kind of understand. There were many texts that existed before the Bible was put in the form that we know it as. The Bible is actually it's a compilation of scriptures and scrolls, because you got to ask yourself the question, before there was actual book form, how were these scriptures, what form did these scriptures exist in? The very same ones that we read about in the Bible. So, and there were millions and millions of years that existed before this book that we call Bible was ever introduced to us. So naturally that would be more and more texts that existed long before what we see in a book that only covers basically what we have it as a 6,000 year period. So of course there was more that came before what we see, and how it applies to Christianity and Islam is basically just for us to get that understanding that is the case. It's just me talking, because we can take what we have and put it in certain contexts, and sometimes that will lock us in, just like, well, this is where we are, and from the beginning of this, what I'm reading is the start of everything, when it's really not. It's not the start of everything. Hope I answered the question a little bit to satisfactory. I don't go too far for stuff I don't really know about. How many unreleased songs do you think you got from start of career to now? I don't have a lot of unreleased songs because I don't believe in wasting material. And not to say that unreleased material is wasted. I'm still like a little young child when it comes to making music, meaning that when I make a new song, I want to put it out. I want people to hear it. Now, a lot of times unreleased music comes because you may make a song or an album or 4 or 5 songs that you're not satisfied with. You just feel like these songs ain't up to par like they. So I'm not gonna put this out. It's not like I need for it to be. But I don't do that. I put my stuff out, and if it's not like I need for it to be, I get it to where I think it needs to be, and then I let the people decide. I wish I had a bunch of unreleased stuff. I wish I did. I just can't do it. That's why I got 50 albums, because I got to put my stuff out. Randall Pickens, I see you. Hmm. Is that Julio Boogzilla? The Bible in Aramaic is a complete different story. Compare Matthew 6:26 and every. Yeah, I mean, because things get not necessarily lost in translation. Sometimes things get lost in translation, but sometimes things get intentionally switched and changed in translation. So in the different translations of the Bible, the people who translate the Bible into their respective languages will sometimes change it up to fit their narrative, to fit their culture. Or in extreme cases, if there's something that is condemning of them, they'll just maybe take it all the way out, or they'll reword it or switch it up. So you absolutely right. In Aramaic is one of the original languages. It's one of the languages that Jesus spoke. And I know his name wasn't really Jesus. This is just for the sake of, I always gotta always say that. Mandaline Bando says, K-Rino, I believe we are of alien beings. Well, what makes you believe that? If we are of alien beings, then who is the supreme alien being? Do you believe in a supreme being, a singular supreme being? By the logic you're using, then that supreme being would be what you refer to as an alien. So give me your foundation of why you believe that we are of alien beings. You've been watching that TV show, Ancient Aliens? Let's see. Jonathan says choosing a fight is sometimes all you have to do because they don't want to fight. Sometimes you got to fight, man. Sometimes you have to fight, even when you don't want to. But there's a thing also called picking your battles. So you don't just run around taking on every fight, every challenge, you can't live life like that. You can't live your life just what you say? Even verbally. Because people think fighting is always a physical fight. It's like, nah, even verbal altercations or verbal sparring and even debates and things, everything has a time and a place. So it's about picking your battles and having the right preparation to deal with whenever that time comes. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already, man. We like to get that like ratio matched up with how many people we got in the room, man. I appreciate all y'all being here on this Saturday night. Hey, look, man, I've been moving around. I want to shout out to the people who came to the show in Denver, Colorado on a Thursday night. I got to give props to the people that came out on a Thursday night to see Point Blank and myself out there in Denver, Colorado. And shout out to San Antonio, Texas, the homie Lil Sin, for bringing me on to his show last night in San Antonio. I appreciate the love, man. Got a chance to see a lot of great artists, legendary artists in San Antonio, um, that got up there and did their thing. And I was just glad to slip in there somewhere, man, to be a part of it. Joseph Miliak says, even if you fail, you sailed through it. You learn not to take that path. Yeah, I mean, you can never fail when you make an attempt. An honest attempt eliminates failure. Now, you could say, by definition, failure, that if that was something you was trying to do and you didn't accomplish it, you tried to win the game and you didn't win. You took the game winning shot and you missed it and the team lost. And you could say, well, that's a failure. But the bigger failure would have been to catch the ball. You got a shot. It's 2 seconds left, and you pass it back to somebody else, to not even take the shot because you were scared. That's failure. Giving your best, you may not get it done what you wanted to get done, but you're not a failure if you give it your best. Because eventually giving it your best will pan out for you. It'll work out for you if you practice doing your best every time. You have to practice doing your best, because you can fall into a habit of punking out. You can fall into a habit of, oh man, oh, I ain't gonna try, man. I might not. And that becomes a part of you. So you have to go the other direction. And man, I don't care how many times, man, I'm gonna keep on swinging until I connect. And sooner or later, those odds will line up for you. And you have to have the ability to not get defeated if you don't connect 6, 7 times in a row. Takes a while. It steps till you figure it out. But you have to come back. So if you take the shot and you miss it, you can't be scared to take the shot the next time. Shoot it with the same confidence. You come back with the same confidence and with a better effort. I hope Ramadan is going well for you. Yeah, you know, I've been good. I ain't had to make no days up. I ain't been falling off, and I've been pretty good. Few other little tweaks I gotta fix and work on. There's some internal stuff that I gotta master that I always seem to slip on every year. But outside of that, I've been pretty good. And if you're fasting, I hope the same for you. Yeah, Damone, you done caught me again, man. What's up, Loomis? Suggestion: you nip, roll, cat, blank, rapper K, and murder one, write a verse, throw the pad in the air, and whatever pad you catch, you rhyme. Let the fans figure out who rhyme. Yeah, that would be interesting, man. That would be interesting. I think that our fans would know, especially Nip verse. Everybody gonna know if we throw the pads in the air and rapper K catches Nip's verse, we gonna all know that's Nip. It's like, 'cause we know how he rap. Jado, K, did you get my email? When did you send it? I haven't checked my email today. Donna Thompson is in the house. Peace, 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 and love. Let me know when you sent the email, Jado. Okay. Yes, sir. R.I.P. to my brother AC Chill, man. We open topic tonight, man. So y'all ain't gotta come on here and say, hey man, what y'all talking about tonight? It's open topic. Be sure to hit the like button. Let me see, man. Koala Music. Do you do paid features all the time? My bro put me on you years ago, and we both thinking. Man, respect, man. Yeah, if you want a feature, just hit my email up, man. I'll put it in the thing right now. Hope y'all can see it. My email address is in there. Yeah, will it stay on it, man? Drop them instrumentals. East Coast 804. You ever thought about doing battle rap in today's format? I heard you smoked a lot of cats. Well, to your point, yes, I did smoke a lot of cats back in my day. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it, and people have asked me this question a lot of times. I mean, I haven't done it in a long time. Uh, it's not something that I'm just interested in doing, but things can change based on the details, if you know what I mean. But when I was battle rapping back in the days, I had a real strong passion and a love to do that. That's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to just catch somebody and just destroy them verbally. I don't really have that kind of passion, and I think that's one of the main elements that has to be in you in order to compete in anything that it is you compete in. You got to have that passion, like, I want to do this. I'm ready to jump. And I think just over time, you know, I've been doing this 40 years, man. So over time, you kind of smooth out and you just don't really have that. You know, now is that to say that it can't be brought out? Because it's still in there. But circumstances would have to really line up. Brian Tisdale, I'm still bumping that Time Traveler album, man, as well as you should, man. I appreciate that, Brian. One of my favorites, man. Man. Well, Tony Williams. The name, the word Jesus, G-E-S-U-S, that's Greek. That's Greek origin. So we know that wasn't his name because he wasn't Greek. I don't think he ever went to Greece. But the Greeks were one of the many who translated the Bible, or it was translated into their language. You know, of course, we've heard the name Yahshua as being as being the actual name of the man called Jesus. But as it relates to who sanctioned it, again, it's based on who translated it. When you hear different names, they get translated in different languages, and they just take on whatever that name means or what they believe that name means to be in their language. But there is and was and is an agenda to remove that aspect of Jesus' identity in terms of his real name, in terms of the origins of that name, in terms of the language that he spoke, the origins of those languages. Yeah, that's a intentional move, because those who control religion, organized religion, and those who rule this world, they have to make everything be in direct connection with them, all the way down to not just changing the name, but changing the look of the black man that's known as Jesus. So now he's blonde with blue eyes. So all that had to be switched up in order to keep us in a slave mind. You can't enslave me if I look up and the Messiah looks like me. God looks like me. The prophets look like me. You can't enslave me. So you got to make them look like you. See, this is God. Open topic tonight, man. CR News, do you ever go to Oregon? I did a show in Portland a few years ago. Wouldn't mind coming back. I'd love to do a show out there again. But yeah, I did a show out in Portland, Oregon, probably in 2016. 2016 was the year. Don't ask me how I know, but I got a real pinpointed reason as to why I remember that year, because I'm usually bad with that type of stuff. Let me see. Marty Marr, do you think the Great Reset is just a phrase to take place of the Great Awakening? Well, a lot of these names, the Great Reset, I would have to know the origin of that term. Like, who started calling it that? Because a lot of these terms are made by just some other men who label it as such based on the circumstances, and they say, well, this is what we're experiencing, what we're witnessing now is the Great Reset. They're flushing out all of this and they're getting ready to do this, and they set that up like that. But I like to go back a little bit further, because scripture will tell you what about the real reset. See, the real reset is the creator removing the old world and ushering in and bringing in the new world. That's gonna be the reset, when all of the things that make up this world as we know it are destroyed, and then God's law, God's way comes in. That's it. So any definition made by men of this world, there may be some elements of truth in it. The term itself might even be a legitimate term, but it might not be in the context that they want us to believe that it's in. Same with the Great Awakening. See, if when I hear the Great Awakening, I instantly think about the sleeping giant, or when the scripture says there's a lion asleep in Judah, who will awaken him? For the lion is us. We're asleep. We've been knocked over the head and put to sleep by an enemy who did so in order to rule us. But who will awaken him? Who will be sent? Who will be put among us to wake us up? So now we hear about woke this, man. Hey, man, everybody woke. And now woke is being transformed and turned into a negative thing now. People make my, oh, that with them old woke people again. Oh, yeah. Oh, you supposed to be woke now. Woke is now a joke. Because so many people have given the perception that they were woke, and they misused the knowledge, or they didn't have the knowledge. They lied, and in their presentation, they deceived people. So now it make people look at wokeness as being something that's a scam, being something that's some BS. When in reality, there are many people who are actually woke. But woke is also not just something that based on something that you know and something that you are aware of. It's, oh man, that boy woke because he's aware of things that are going on. He's aware of the lies. He's aware of the falsehood. He's aware of the deception. Yeah, that's the beginning of it. But wokeness is also based around what actions you are taking in order to wake other people up. See? What if we all was roommates? It's 5 of us living in the house, and we all worked at the same company, worked the same shift, had to get up at the same time and get up and get dressed and go to work. And I'll wake up first, and y'all still sleep. My other 4 roommates still sleep. And I look in there, y'all still sleep. Oh, but I'm woke. I get up, get dressed, and I go to work. But I don't wake y'all up. So I don't wake y'all up. Y'all miss work and lose y'all job. So it wasn't enough for me to be woke. I have to wake other people up with what I know. And what I knew in that moment, hey, man, it's time for everybody to get up and go to work. But to have a every man for himself mentality, we're not going to make it. Toy Wood up in this thing. Eric Churchill, I see you. What really happened with Rap-A-Lot and Suave House back in the day? I don't know. I was never on either one of those labels. I don't know. I know what you're talking about, but I would be way out of pocket to try to speak on some details about something that I don't have any knowledge of. And even if I did have knowledge of it, I still wouldn't do that. Mike Harvey, man, I appreciate it. God is great. What's up, Jared Parkinson? Uh-oh. We ain't did this in a while, man. It's been a while since we did an OG salute, man. It's been a minute. I can't remember the last time we did one. There's been a lot of serious stuff going on. We ain't been having time to get down, but My brother KO, the OG KO, South Park Coalition since 88. And the coalition started in 87. So do the math, man. 34 years. See, I did that math in my head real quick. I can do the basics. 34 years in the SPC, man. Top soldier. Let's give an OG salute to my brother KO, man. He's going under Soul Worthy 713. I need y'all to do this for me, man. I need y'all to throw up a power fist, a peace sign, a salute of some sort, a hand clap, or whatever, man. Just hit it, man. Hit it right now. Show love, because the SPC, for y'all who may not know, what are you talking about, the SPC? That's my family, my rap family, my clique. It wouldn't be what it is without the OG members who stood in the gap, man. You know, so give me some OG salutes right now for my brother KO. I see your DNS, SPC2G up in this thing as well. Deidre Harris says the Great Reset will be about the introduction of the digital age. They've already gotten the people to adapt, in a sense, to everything being done at the touch of a finger. Yeah, I appreciate you enlightening me and us on that as well, because that is something that we need to touch on as well, how they're moving everything away from a lot of physical, touchable things, you know, even cash, you know, and they're going more so towards that digital move. But again, through all of that, at the end of the day, the real reset will be this world moving out, which includes a lot of that, and a new world coming in. Good knowledge, though, Deidre. I appreciate that. J.R. Hendry, that's what I just got through breaking down. What does it mean to be woke? Just in a nutshell, becoming conscious, gaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and then passing it on to others. That's it. Woke is action. If you're going out feeding the homeless because you know that there's a homeless problem in your city and these people need food and things like that, you woke in an aspect. If you know that history has been tampered with and they've lied about history, and you learn true history and you start teaching it to people, you woke. If you understand about the difference between having a lot of money and then spending it on frivolous material things, diamonds and necklaces and watches and stuff, things that depreciate after you purchase them, and then you understand, well, nah, I'm gonna take this money, I'm gonna buy land with it, I'm gonna learn agriculture, you woke. See, it has many categories under the umbrella. Woke is an umbrella. Woke is a office building. It's a building with many offices in it. It's not just one thing. So you can be woke in one category, but you want to get that 360 degrees of knowledge. Yeah, man, y'all salute my brother KO. Justin Tuck says, do you think our people will ever get reparations? No. This system will never give Black people reparations. It's not going to happen. That doesn't mean that we should silence that conversation, That doesn't mean that we should stop demanding it. Notice I said demand, not asking for it. We should never stop demanding what's rightfully ours and then some. But the nature of the people who we are demanding it from just dictates that they're not going to do it. And history has already shown that they're not going to do it. They've slapped us in the face multiple times by giving reparations to other nations that they've destroyed or helped to destroy or knock down at times. They even went so far as we talk about reparations for slavery, right after slavery, many of the former slave owners who lost their slaves because of the Emancipation Proclamation, they got reparations. The owners of the slaves, man, we got to hook these people up. These poor people done lost their slaves, man. We got to compensate them in some kind of way for the tragic loss of their free labor. So this is the nature of the individuals that you're dealing with. And you have to go back and just watch and read some of the words of some of the people who are still around today and what they're standing. Your own president, not saying you, Justin, I don't know, I'm not saying you support Biden, but the current president of the United States, he's not a supporter of reparations. See? People was in love with Bernie Sanders back in the days. He wasn't in favor of reparations because a lot of these cats, boy, they'll talk that black talk up into a point. And I'm talking about a lot of these white politicians that are trying to get in office. They'll, oh, yeah, the black one, yeah, we're gonna do this for the blacks and blah, 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 blah. What about reparations? Well, oh, wait a minute. So now, and how would America even pay out reparations? America ain't got no, they're not able to even do it monetarily. They could do it. They could do it. That's not right. That's not correct to say. There are ways they can do it. They got land. Give us some land. Chris Shipes, have you ever been in East Tennessee? Or would you ever think there'd be an incentive for y'all to do a show in East Tennessee? What are some of the cities in East Tennessee? I've been to Tennessee. I've been to Memphis. I've been to Nashville. I've been to why can't I think of those cities in Tennessee? But I've been to Memphis, I've been to Nashville. What are some of the cities in East Tennessee? I've been to Murfreesboro. Cause I'll come do a show anywhere. That's what you gotta understand. I'll do a show anywhere that you send for me. If I'm booked, once everything lines up, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. War money. No one is going to give us anything, or we would have been got it. Yeah, it's not beneficial to the oppressor to help out the very ones they oppressed. I'm not gonna slash your tires then help you fix the flat. Yeah. Yeah, Bernie. See, none of them cats are for us. None of them. They can stand there and make us believe that crap. Hmm. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Gatlinburg is East Tennessee. Nashville is East Tennessee. I'm asking. I don't know. Mr. Thanos, how many projects do you usually try to make a day? I don't make projects in a day. I think the better question would be how many do I try to drop in a year? I try to drop 2 or 3 every year. At least 2, preferably 3, but at least 2 albums a year. If I were dropping a project a day, boy, I'd be a bad man. 365 albums in 1 year. Y'all would get tired of hearing me. Y'all wouldn't want that much music from me, man. Too much of anything is a bad thing. Remember some months ago there was discussion about paying out 450,000 plus to illegal families that were separated from their kids. I mean, I vaguely remember that. Look, this nation believes they will kick it out to anybody but us. They are not gonna do it, and that's what we gotta understand. They like, we will pay anybody something. Black folks, no. Y'all gets nothing. Y'all gets Nathan. Yeah. What up, Tim? Appreciate the love. Tim says, great show the other night in Denver. Yeah, man, I shouted y'all out when I first came on, man. Denver, Colorado, always show me love. Show me in the blanks of man love. They came out on a Thursday night. People had to get up and go to work the next day and all that. So, man, we was very appreciative of that, man. And next time, man, we're going to make sure we come on the weekend. We're not going to even put y'all through that because, we probably would have got a lot more people to come out if it was on the weekend. But the fact that y'all still came out, some people came from Colorado Springs, which is a nice little drive, probably about an hour or so away from Denver. So we appreciate it, man. So Chattanooga, yeah, I've been to Chattanooga before. I've been to Knoxville, Chattanooga, Knoxville, Bristol, and that's East Tennessee. Yeah, man, look, man, I'm coming wherever. Look, if the business lines up, me and Point Blank, we coming. The system loves chewing up wide-eyed, hopeful, passionate, idealist people and churning out politicians. Yeah, Aaron. Well, it's kind of like the music industry. What you're saying. I'm gonna repeat your statement. You said the system loves chewing up wide-eyed, hopeful, passionate, idealist people and churning out politicians. Picture the music industry. Picture an underground artist that comes into the game just, like you say, wide-eyed and passionate, has a message. They're using their music to change lives and uplift the people. And then they get noticed and signed by a record label. And all of a sudden you start to see them transform. You start to see their image kind of water down a little bit. They start to be a little more commercial, a little more mainstream, a little more popish. And they water them down and they turn them into industry cookie cutter type artists. It's the same principle with the politicians, because what happens is with politicians in a lot of cases, when you on the grassroots, when you on the ground level, you dealing with the people, you hands-on. They seeing you live in the same communities, or you grew up in the same community as the people, so you know what the community needs. You understand the pain of the people. You understand and speak the language of those people because they're your people, right? But then you start to climb those different ladders, and it's a saying that goes, New levels, new devils. So as you go to different levels, you encounter greater devils. And the agendas start to have more weight. And the little ideas that you have and the ideas you have that can really affect change, they ain't trying to hear that. Nobody trying to hear that. No, I hear what you're saying, but this is what we're really doing. Because there's a system in place, there's a formula in place that's been in place, that this is how they operate. So even if you make it all the way up to being the president of the United States, you have government and you have shadow government. That those that you see and those that you don't see, that's like, hey, come here. And I think about when I was listening to Mr. Farrakhan. Mr. Farrakhan was talking about this. He talked about how when Jimmy Carter was running for president back in the 70s, one of the things that Jimmy Carter would mention that he wanted to do, he wanted to open up the UFO files. When I get in the office, I'm gonna bust this UFO thing wide open. I'm gonna let the American people know what's going on with this UFO thing, man. I'm opening up those files, man. I'm gonna let the American people know about these UFOs. When he got in office, no, you're not. That never came up no more. You ain't finna know. We got these files. We know what's going on. We know what those unidentified flying objects are really about. This to go. Now we know. Now you in the presidency, you know, but you ain't gonna tell nobody. Different levels, different devils. So you're right. We do lose a lot of our good, aspiring, sincere politicians because they get transformed because the allure of higher positions, the allure of more money, it's like becoming a star. And if you don't fall for that, if that's not enough to get you, man, I don't care about none of that stuff, man. I'm for the people. Well, you won't be around much longer. David L. Falero says you in and out the booth so quick. Yeah, typically, man, when I go drop a verse, I'm knocking that boy out. I did a feature with the homie Omega San in San Antonio today. It took me a while to do it today, though. I ain't gonna lie. I was in there like 30 minutes because there was some other stuff going on. But yeah, typically when I go in the booth to drop a verse, it's like an old Mike Tyson fight. You go to the bathroom, I'm coming right back. When you come back out, I'm sitting on the couch listening back at it. I'm done. But everybody's process is different. I don't look at the fact that I work fast. When I sit down to eat, I eat fast. I work fast. So everybody's process is different because I can work fast and still be efficient and still do it right. It's not rushed. Being a fast worker doesn't mean you are rushing. That's just my process. There are other people who they take their time. They real methodical. They real. They got to listen to it. They got to they real hard on them. I'm hard on myself too, but I know when it's right. So no way is right. No way is wrong. It's just my way. Language is everything. Big players in social engineering and think tanks like Tavistock and Frankfurt School manipulate trends. And yeah, man, we are under control. Even those of us who, man, don't nobody control me. I got my own mind. I'm a free thinker. Everybody's under control to some degree. The first step is to actually know that you are under control and acknowledge that, and then try to work to regain the control of your life. You don't do nothing in this society, in this world, that somebody doesn't control and dictate the fact that you're doing it. 25 years ago, people were not walking around with phones in their hand, just everywhere you look, everybody's doing this and just doing this, just head down. You walk inside of a waiting room somewhere. Everybody in there just, you're under control. This device has a hold on you. It has a strong hold on you. You are under the spell of this device that was created, that was made and manufactured, and all this different technology placed into it that has created an addiction inside of you, that if that device is comes up missing, if you don't know where that device is for 5 minutes, you start freaking out. Where was my phone? Hey man, y'all see my phone? Man, freaking out. The phone is a drug. Machiavelli, Shepherd, what's your opinion on mainstream rap? Contrary to belief, I don't have an issue with mainstream. The issue comes from what they allow to become mainstream. Mainstream only means popular, just popular on a big scale. That's all it means. So there's nothing wrong with mainstream. It's about what's allowed to become mainstream. I remember a time when Public Enemy was mainstream. Public Enemy, the group, was mainstream, and they were just talking about fear of a black planet. They were dropping all kind of wisdom, uplifting the black community and black people and black youth. They were mainstream because it was on the radio all the time. They were on MTV all the time. That's as mainstream as it gets. But the record labels and the agenda that's behind, that has taken control over rap music, now have dictated that what we are going to push and allow to become mainstream is music that's negatively affecting the youth and the people, the youth in particular. So that's the issue that I have. The issue is not even with the artists, because the artists are like, look, man, we this is what I got to do to win and survive and eat and get $1 million contract or be on TV and do that. They are operating in a lot of cases just as businessmen and women, like, hey man, this is what you got to do to get on. Is there a level of ignorance that exists? Yeah. Ignorance in this case meaning just not knowing no better. Yeah. Are there artists who do know better and still putting out that nonsense? Yeah. But it's up to, well, basically what I'm going to say is this. If those who are in that underground, if those fan bases decide, hey man, this dude is dope. He ain't on no label. He just doing this thing. This dude is dope. We're going to lift him up. We're going to get behind him and support him. We will make him mainstream. And it's not necessarily done through radio, because you got people right here on YouTube, right on social media, that have 1 million followers, 1 million subscribers, 500,000. And they stuff ain't on the radio. They're content creators that they made themselves mainstream through their content, through their hard work, and through the popularity that they gained from the people who lifted them up. Justin says, if you don't think our people can get reparations, what can we do to uplift our community economically? We gotta unify economically. We gotta pool our resources. See, way back in the days, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote a book called Message to the Black Man in America, right? In that book, there is a chapter that speaks about the economic blueprint. Gotta go get the book. Gotta go get, let me find my Message to the Black Man. Hold on real quick. Find my Message to the Black Man. This book right here. Many of you have seen this book. You've seen Muhammad Ali holding up this book. You've seen different brothers and sisters speaking on this book. In this book, Message to the Black Man, there's a chapter about the economic blueprint. And he's talking about how black people can just put in 5 cents a day. Matter of fact, Justin, this is what I want you to do. When this live is over, I want you to stay on YouTube, type in my name, and type in, after you type in my name, type in economic blueprint. Because I wrote a song about what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is talking about. And it gives the breakdown of how we can put in 5 cents a day and it would generate hundreds of millions of dollars a year as a black community that will allow us to have everything we need and not have to depend on a government that has never had any intentions of doing right by us. And then when you hear the song and see how simple it is, you're gonna wonder why we ain't been doing this. The solution is always within us. Now we can look on the outside and say, hey, look, this is what you owe us, and we'll continue to do that. But the solution is within us. Unity. That's the solution. And even those who are in, you don't got to be rich, but we got to start spending within our community. You got black-owned businesses left and right popping up in all different cities around the country. We got to make sure that that black dollar circulates within our community longer than it does. We are at the lowest. Our dollar circulates throughout our community for maybe like 6 hours. Now, if you do a study and compare how long other groups of people's dollars circulate within their own community, it's days and weeks in some cases. What up, Angel? My brother. No, ain't nothing but love, Angel. Lindsay. Jews who've been guilty of exploiting black people in this country economically, civically, and otherwise hide their guilt by accusing the Honorable Elijah Muhammad of being anti-Semitic. Malcolm X quote. Yeah, that's a fact. Of course. You got to deflect the truth by accusing the truth teller of being a bigot or a hater or racist. Nah. Truth is not racism, man. It's just the fact that certain truths are hard for people to digest when that truth points the finger to them. So people don't want to digest. That's why critical race theory was such a big argument, or is such a big argument, because it's like, nope, we don't want to have any teachers in school that teach about black people, black history, and because eventually it's going to reach the point where it's like, okay, well, yeah, you teaching us, so now we got to tell how we got to this condition and who put us in it. So no, we ain't gonna do that. Okay, for real, give employment to your own kind when they're in need. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Every group does it. Whoa, whoa. Ike Rice says, I had a college friend who was chosen to work on the HARP program long before it came out long ago. I've not seen or heard from her since. Man, man. See, and I ain't saying that nothing. I don't know. I ain't getting into the conspiracy theory of that. But what I do know is that when you involve yourself in certain aspects of this system, new levels, new devils, there's certain information that you are going to become privy to that you can't be the same person no more. Because now you know things that, hey man, we got to hold your feet to the fire. You can't ever. So hopefully you ain't heard from her in years, maybe because she just moved away and I don't know, you lost touch with her. Look for her on Facebook. See if she's on Facebook or something. Pull her name up on Facebook. Maybe she'll be all right. Judah Israelite, they need to put your Secret War track back. Well, they took it off of Spotify. I think it's still on here on some other channels. They didn't let me put it up. Hey man, shout out to who somebody dropped. Okay, there you go. Appreciate the love, Toy Wood. Appreciate that love, that donation. Nothing but love from you, Queen. I appreciate that. Deity Rock says ignorance is bliss. Sad but true. James Harper, it's been a while. Is there a new project in the works? Yeah. Late June or July. Trying to catch y'all. What's up, Blue One? Esther Gloud, tell me, what will it take to have our own and control what's being put out there? We have to unify. We have to pool our resources with individuals who have different levels of expertise in different fields. Anything that we see that we are in amazement of, that we worship and ooh, wow, look what they did, look what they built. Wow, look what they have. We can do the same thing. We just have to do it. We have to remove envy from among ourselves. We have to have trust and be trustworthy. So ain't nobody worried about who's stealing the money and all this different stuff. And we have to buy up our neighborhoods. We have to buy up the neighborhoods we live in. We have to buy land and get to work. Now it just sounds simple. Oh, you're just saying, yeah. I mean, it ain't something that happens overnight, but that needs to be the thought process. Because individually, we can get things done individually, but we will never be able to get as much done individually as we can collectively. But we got to remove that self-hate of each other and that mindset that, oh man, black folks ain't gonna never. Black folks ain't gonna never. There's people that we already condemned before we even come up with the idea. Oh man, it ain't like they gonna like. Okay, well you stay over there. You stay over there. Jonathan Finley, I appreciate the love, man. Donna Thompson's got the right idea. What Donna say? Let me try to find her quote. Sister Donna, I try to explain this to my children every day. Control, media, music, television, and they teach their friends and teachers. Yep. DNS SPC2G. Leave the booth with cracked ribs after doing my ad libs. Yeah. Man. Lindsay, I don't subscribe to the signs and the zodiacs and all that. I don't subscribe to that. My birthday is September the 9th, but I don't believe that those signs that are named after pagan entities and all that, I don't believe that that has any effect on our relationships one to another. None of that, because two Virgos can get along fine, two Virgos cannot get along, and however they'll say, well, man, oh yeah, we don't get along because we both Scorpios. Then somebody else will say, well, we get along because we're both Scorpios. It's like, well, which one is it? It has nothing to do with it, because I can guarantee you, you can name and I'm speaking in general now, I'm not going necessarily to your comment, but you can name a category of individual, any category of individual that you can name, there's some astrological sign that fits. Okay, how many serial killers are Geminis? Okay, how many murderers are Pisces? It has nothing to do with necessarily that. It has more so to do with just you as a person. Somebody had to be born in every month, and there's good and bad in every month. You got twins that were born on the same day, and one of them is cool and the other one is half crazy. Syntax feels like we in a big concentration camp. So controlled environment. Yeah, I mean, look, man, we're being experimented on a daily basis. We're being experimented on, plain and simple. They do things to see how we'll react. Go listen to my song called The Experiment. And that's just scratching the surface. Yep. I hear you, Larry. Toru says, turn off your TV, throw away your smartphone. Boy, we'll go crazy. I'm a TV guy. Somebody say, you are sentenced to not watch TV for 4 months. I might break down like when them dudes get life in prison. It's an addiction. Go crazy. Yeah, see, me and Angela Lindsay on the same page. Woo, that's easier said than done. That's like telling somebody, hey, man, stop eating sugar. Anybody ever try to do that? Try to go 1 week without eating sugar. If you're a person who consumes sugar on a regular basis. Hey, man, y'all give me to 100 likes, man. Give me to 100 likes if you haven't hit the like button. Yeah, try to go a week without eating sugar and watch what happens. Watch what happens to you. You'll be around here like a dope fiend. You're going to be riding like a dope fiend. Ooh, y'all teaching on here too. Y'all are teaching. Appreciate the love, y'all, to give me over 100 likes. How do you research in a time where there's so much false information out on the internet to misinform intentionally? Well, you can't stop at the first thing that you come across that shows itself to be the truth or shows itself to be an answer. It's like getting a second opinion from a doctor or a third opinion. You have to vet again. Vet just means check it out. So you find one answer to a question. If it sounds good to you, okay, this seems like it makes sense. Vet it again. Treat every question and every answer as if you are rejecting the answer. You want to find it, but just I don't believe nothing. And then when you reach a point where enough reliable sources. I'm just saying this on the surface, where enough reliable sources give confirmation, then you have to settle on what you will believe to be a truth at some point. This my theory of how to answer your question. See? And if somebody gives an answer, even if it sounds right, you still check sources. What is the source? Where can I double check that at? Just ask them. Because you're right. It is so much false information put out there. It's like, man, and that's part of the deception. To put all of these different things out there to where the people don't know what to believe. But understand that God is not the author of confusion either. These cats among us are the author of confusion. So people literally lose their minds in their journey to find knowledge because of the fact that it's so much different stuff coming from different directions that it makes people lose it. They get confused. They don't know what to believe in. That's why, man, you get rooted in the right ideology, you get all the answers. You don't worry about bouncing from place to place erratically like that. It's like going to Walmart. You get everything you need out of that. Like, man, why do I have to go? That was Walmart's whole concept. Why should the people have to go to 5 different stores to get this, and get that? We can make a store where you can get a skillet to fry your food in, and you can get a bicycle. It's polar opposite type of stuff. You can get a banana, and you can get some motor oil. You just put everything under one umbrella and make it into a superstore. Donna Thompson said, my 8-year-old can recite House of the Enemy word for word. Wow, I can't even do that. That's strong. I got to catch up with y'all. I've been going backwards. It's open topic tonight, man. Open topic tonight, man. Appreciate the love again, Jonathan. I'm missing somebody. I'll make sure I find you. You don't have to settle for consensus. You don't have to settle for anything. You can either prove it, accept it, can't be proven, or take a gamble. Pretty much. Ike Rice, thank you for the love. Appreciate the donation. Angel Gomez, that's what I was looking for. Appreciate your donation as well. Want to always acknowledge the love, man. Leonard Green, what's a form of evil ritual? I missed that one. Oh, you talking about the signs and stuff? Tony Williams just dropped another bomb. Tony Williams says, get the book, The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. Hold on, Tony. So they'll know. You mean this book? This is the book that Tony Williams is talking about. The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. Because a lot of the information is confirmed in that book. You got to have your weapons, man. Master Musa says your thought process becomes cleaner. He's talking about going without sugar. I tried going without sugar for some time. Yeah. I went 2 weeks one time. Couldn't wait till them 2 weeks was over. But yeah, sugar just distorts your body in so many different ways, man. That processed sugar, that jacked up sugar, man. Aaron talking about that fluoride and that chlorine, and they always got to tamper with stuff. They tamper with scripture. They tamper with history. They tamper with food. They tamper with water. They tamper with people. That's what I was trying to say, Donna. I couldn't say it right. You just said it. Try to prove what you believe wrong. Whoo, you said that just exact. I was wrestling with that when I was trying to answer that question. That's the perfect way. When somebody asks, well, man, how do you know? How do you keep finding whatever it is that you believe, that you settled on, try to prove it wrong. As if you don't believe in it. And study. Boy, you said that perfect. Solomon Malone. Assalamu alaikum, beloved. Good seeing you in the tone yesterday. Much love. Oh, man, that's what's up. Walaikum salam. Yeah, man. Had a good time out there. I was kind of upset about my set. I didn't really feel right about my show, my performance last night, because my song order didn't come in right. So that kind of threw me off. It started me off bad because I'm expecting my first song to come in, and then the next one came in. So, you on stage, you got to keep it on. But once I got in the mix, and I heard the love out there, man, But I appreciate that love, Solomon. San Antonio, I always love going out to San Antonio, Austin, Denver. Like my 3 favorite spots to perform in. And overseas when I can go. They mix fact with fiction to confuse you. Absolutely, Bus. Alan asking me, Kay, are you familiar with the trivium critical thinking? No, sir, I'm not familiar. I never heard of that. Ike, I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the donation. They have mastered the art of confusion. What's up, J.D. Robinson? DeMario McClellan. Anything easily accessed is questionable. Sometimes the truth is right under our nose, right in our midst. It's easily accessible. But we just dance right over it. What city you in, JD? Look, if y'all ever want me to come to y'all city, it can be done. See, the thing about me and my brother Point Blank, we get booked to come to cities. In other cities, we'll create a show out there ourselves. We just have to know. Like I told y'all one time before, y'all know y'all cities better than I do. If you could tell me for a fact, if that's your real strong belief, not just guessing, not just hoping, you say, man, I know for a fact that 50 to 100 people will come to a K-Rino show in my city, we can make it happen. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Well, Leonard Green, who controls that narrative in terms of putting so much emphasis on one struggle, but totally ignoring another struggle? It's all about who controls how the information is distributed. So if those who are victims of that particular struggle are now empowered to control media, then of course they're gonna make it like, well, our struggle was not only the worst, but it's the only. Chicago, yeah, I never did a show in Chicago. Matter of fact, since we on that, man, y'all drop y'all locations, man. We gotta always do that. Yeah. I appreciate that, Lindsay. I appreciate that. Yeah, we are perfectionists. See, but the biggest problem is when, see, I'm in an industry, a lot of us are in an industry where certain things, everything is not under our control in a moment. Like, this is what I can control. I can control me going over my material, practicing, learning my material, being prepared to come on stage and deliver my material, giving the performance that I know I can give. But I might not be able to control if the sound system is messed up that night. I may not be able to control if the DJ makes a mistake or something, just so things like that is still going to affect me because they're going to look at me and like, oh, K-Rino's music, his mic went off. That ain't something that's not my fault, but it happens. So you guys, as a professional, you figure out how to maneuver around it. But you always come away, like I said at the beginning, you always come away with no type of you don't feel bad when you know you did everything you could do to prepare yourself and you got up there and did your best. You had nothing to hang your head about. You only hang your head when you know you didn't put your work in. You know you were slacking when you should have been practicing. When you should have been practicing, you were slackticing. And now it reflects in your performance. So that's your fault, you see? So control what you're able to actually physically control, and the rest of that stuff, you got to say a prayer and let it fall where it's gonna fall. Because if the venue didn't pay their lights and then in the middle of you rapping the place go dark, that ain't on you. Never been to Humboldt, California. Yeah, Austin always showed me love. San Antonio always showed me love. Denver, Colorado always showed me love. I'm ready to see if some new cities will step in and show me some love, man. Everywhere I went, I did a show in Boston a few years ago. Showed me big love in Boston. They showed me big love when I went to Portland. How's Gangsta Nip? Gangsta Nip is doing great, man. That's my brother. Y'all need to check out, subscribe to Gangsta Nip's YouTube channel. Gangsta Nip is on YouTube, man. That's Gangsta Nip's YouTube channel. You see him every day. Y'all go subscribe to Nip's YouTube channel. Jonathan, you in Houston? See, y'all missed my 50/40 concert, man. Y'all missed it. I know one person that was there that's on this chat right now. She knows who she is too. She was there. Showed love. I never performed in New York. Crazy, ain't it? All the time, JD Robinson. Just send me an email. We'll hook it up. If you want to get me on your podcast. Can y'all see these little posts I'm putting up? That's my email address. I hope y'all can see these posts I'm putting up. We need you in Oregon again. Was you at the show when I came to Oregon? When came to Portland, Cold Souls? Yeah, man, Lingo. Shout out to Lingo and the Grind Mode Cypher. Y'all go check out the new Grind Mode Cypher with your big brother on there. Shout out to Lingo, man. Dope MC. Cool guy. And doing good things, man, with them ciphers. Okay, Dr. Knocker was at that 50-40. All right. That's 2. Sure was. Man, God is great. Is that polish? Appreciate that, man. Man. What's the difference between truth and fact? I'm serious. I'm asking that question. J.R. Henry said there's a difference between truth and fact. What's the difference between truth and fact? My email didn't come up. I'm finna get out y'all way, man. Facts can be disputed. It's people that would dispute truth. Name something that's a fact and something that's the truth. I'm gonna let y'all teach me. So is 2 + 2 = 4? Is that the truth? And is it a fact? If I say 2 + 2 = 4, will y'all agree and say that's a fact? But would you also say, yeah, that's the truth? So if you would agree it's the truth and it's a fact, when you say that there's a difference between the truth and a fact, do you mean in some instances or just there's a difference? Because 2 + 2 = 4 is the truth and it's a fact. I'm not saying either way, I'm asking. I'm trying to learn too. But people will argue with the truth. Look, all you got to know that is something that you know that you're telling the truth about and somebody accuse you of lying about it. Even if they don't know for sure. Hey, man, you went to that club last night, didn't you? No, I didn't. And you know you didn't. Yes, you did, man. Such as say they saw you. I don't care who say they saw me. I wasn't there. So they're arguing. Okay. 1 × 1 = 1. A truth, not a fact. Variables. $1 doesn't equal 1 yen. Okay, so we're going into like situational situations. I'm trying to learn. So 1 × 1 is not a 1 × 1 = 1. That's not a fact. Hey, man, I'm asking. Truth is always true, but facts can change. But if the facts change, ain't it still the truth? I'm just asking. I don't know. Even if a fact changes, like, okay, let me give you an example. Let me try to think of something where a fact can change. I can't think of nothing right now. But even if it changes, hold on, wait a minute, Musa. Donna says if it changes, it's not a fact. Hold on now. What you got to say about that? Facts are a part of information of sorts. It's Kamisha Turner saying this. Facts are a part of information of sorts. But so that means that it can't be a truth. I'm just trying to see what the separation is. Now, Donna says truth is based on perception. Now, that's a good point because I can totally believe what I believe to be, that I can totally feel like it's the truth. And you can totally sincerely believe that what you feel is the truth and it's different from what I feel. See? So that's when people will say, speaking your truth. But does your truth mean it's the truth? Because it's only one absolute. Regardless if we know, regardless if we right or wrong or not, the real absolute truth does exist. We just might think we got it, and we don't. That's why the argument over God is such a big argument, because we argue about what we believe to be the truth and the reality of the God, of the supreme being. Then somebody else comes along and say, no, 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 no. I know people who will say, well, God is a woman. God is a woman, and she. Then there are others, no, God is a man. There are people who will say God is a man, and there are other people who will say, no, God is a spirit. And they both believe, they stand on that to be the truth. They'll go to scriptures and everything. Hey man, we gonna go into the deep and